Hello, my friends! Today I am back to recap the latest episode of All Stars 10, Episode 3, Hoop Queen's Makeover. This was the last orange bracket episode, and it was here where we learned who made the merge and who didn't. Speaking of, please stay tuned for a bonus video tomorrow where I talk specifically about the orange bracket. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. The queens walk back into the workroom after the Bosco vs Irene lip sync, and they have some point sharing to do. As I predicted last week, this was a lot messier this time around than the Kumbaya session in episode 2. Aja wants to prioritize her alliance with Olivia so she knows where her point is going. Phoenix gives her point to Deja, which is lovely. But here is where things get crazy. Because Olivia gives her point to Deja as well, with Aja sitting right there. What happened to the Mimu alliance? At least Aja still has Deja though, right? Wrong. Deja ends up giving it to Olivia, which I kind of feel was intentional on Olivia's part because it was almost like Deja had no choice at that point. She kind of had to return the favor. And nothing for Phoenix wieners. If you love Mean Girls, you will get that reference. This brings Deja, Olivia, and Aja to a total of 3 points each. Speaking of Aja, she is pressed. This photo will be memed for a long time. Olivia tries to explain herself to Aja, saying that by giving her point to Deja, it will ensure that all 3 of them can make the merge, which we'll get there. And Aja's reaction is just a laugh in her face. All stars, all stunts. She is not buying it. She even refers to Olivia as a backstabber in confessionals. So it's a new day in the workroom and Aja still feels like she can't trust Olivia, which she tells her around the table. Olivia says she was just as loyal to Melanation Station as she is to Mimu. Phoenix speaks up and says as the girl with 1 point only, she thinks this alliance thing is shady. It basically ensures that she has no chance of making it. I mean, I get what Phoenix is saying, but she could have formed an alliance as well. You gotta play the game, girl. Phoenix tells the girls, well, mathematically, one of you is going to need my point. I was so hoping that Phoenix would get messy, but we'll get there. So the queens are transported to a different part of the set where Rue capitalizes on his long legs going in for a slam dunk. That's right, this week is all about making over college basketball players. It was so funny when the girls were listing off their positions and the queens were just smiling and nodding as if they knew what a shooting guard was. So the queens need to shoot hoops and whoever gets the most points gets to assign the makeover partners. Irene ends up winning with 8 points. She takes Hunter for herself and pairs the rest up. Aside from the makeover, they also need to record and write their verses to shoot your shot. As the queens get acquainted with their partners, there are edits flying left and right. Phoenix is feeling the pressure knowing this is her last chance. Bosco is aware that her 4 points make her a target. Aja doesn't know who to trust, and Irene is not so quietly confident even if her partner isn't thrilled about being transformed into a sci-fi clown. So Olivia and Aja end up having a heart-to-heart, where Olivia tries to reassure Aja that she is trustworthy. We will circle back to this later. So on the main stage this evening, we have RuPaul looking fabulous, love the slit. We have Michelle Visage wearing, I have no idea. We have T.S. Madison, and extra special guest judge, Kate Beckinsale. Category is Drag Family Resemblance, and I gave my top toot to Irene the Alien. You guys know this is my kind of drag. It's clown, it's alternative, it's out of the box. The queens then performed to Shoot Your Shot. The song itself was quite catchy, but the verses were so fast, I missed a lot of it. In my opinion, Aja and Olivia were my favorite performers. So it's time for the judges' critiques, and first up we have Deja Skye and her partner, Sophie Rochus. Sophie looked great, but Michelle says the infamous "I do not see the drag family resemblance" line. I sort of agreed. I really, really do not like what Deja is wearing. I am so sorry. This is not great. Next up is Irene and Estelle the Alien, and they do see the family resemblance with this one. Irene's partner had so much confidence and it just worked. Next up is Bosco and the Goddess. Great name. Lauren looked so breathtakingly stunning. I actually gasped. To me, this was the most incredible transformation. Next up is Phoenix and Heron. I love the whole prison honey reference, but her partner just looks so unhappy. Also, what was with her walk down the runway? She looked like she didn't know how to move. T.S. Madison said she could see the hesitation from Phoenix as well. Next is Olivia and Octavia Lux. To me, this was the best drag family resemblance. They actually looked like sisters from the Supremes. Absolutely gorgeous. I love their looks. Last up is Aja and Tiva. I did not like these looks. I'm so sorry. I know that Michelle called them costumey and Aja clapped back and said drag is a costume anyway, but I actually don't like the looks. I think that they excelled the most in the performance. I'm not trying to be horrible. I just sort of see when you hire fairies for a kid's birthday party, that's sort of what it's giving. but the performance was fierce. And you know I love Aja. Before the deliberation, Rue says that the bottom 4 queens will immediately need to give away their points on the main stage. Back on the main stage, the top 2 are Bosco and Irene. I could have made an argument about Olivia being in the top as well, but I don't think this is riggery. I think that Bosco had the best transformation, I think Olivia had the best drag family resemblance, and Irene had the best look. Also, can we talk about Irene being in the top 3 times in a row? What a comeback, what a glow up. This is my favorite part of All Stars 10 so far. So the pair performed to Pocketbook by Jennifer Hudson and Ludacris. I really love when Irene took her breast pad out, patted her face with it, and put it back. It was such a serve. Irene ends up winning the lip sync, earning herself 3 points. So it's time for the queens to award their final MVQ points. In the event of a tie, Rue says that she will determine who moves on to the semi-finals. Aja gives her point to Deja Sky. Deja gives her point to Olivia Lux, and Olivia gives her point to Aja, proving that she can be trusted. See, we circled back. It's a tie for 3rd place, and Phoenix gets the opportunity to do something very messy. If she gives her point to Bosco or Irene, Rue has to make the final choice. But instead of being messy, she gives it to Aja, which means that Bosco, Irene, and Aja have made it to the next round. I wish we had gotten to see Rue choose, but I actually think she would have chosen Aja anyway. Rue drops another bomb saying that the eliminated queens still have a chance to come back later. When it comes to the finale, the judges will pick an eliminated queen of their choice to enter the lottery, the wildcard lottery, I think they called it. And whoever is drawn will be able to fight it out in the lip sync smackdown for the crown. And so, my friends, we won't be seeing these 3 semi-finalists for a while now because it's time to move on to the pink bracket. And judging by the preview, this is the messiest group yet. Let me know what you guys thought of this week's episode, the judging, the semi-finalists, the looks, etc. And I'll be back tomorrow for a very special orange bracket video wrapping it all up.